I am so pumped and excited to share with you about the New Wine community, what it involves, who's it for, how do you get started. But before we get ahead of ourselves, my name is Sean Willard, all the way from the beautiful winelands of South Africa. I'm married to Michelle. We've been married for over 34 years. I met her 39 years ago. I still remember the night. It was after church on a Sunday evening. I looked across the circle and I noticed this new young lady there, and I caught her eye. I said to my friend, "That's my wife." And as I say, the rest is history. And we've been married for over 34 years, have two wonderful kids. Well, we call them kids. They're adults already in their mid-20s and really, really blessed. That's a story in and of itself. We lost 5 children on the way to having our kids, 4 before Nathan and another one between Nathan and Tegan. And I'll share more of that story with you inside of the community. But I started off in pharmacy back in the 1980s. I first stepped into pharmacy in 1986, qualified as a pharmacist in 1989. And it was also the first month that I got given anything related to personal growth and development. I call it my little green book. It was a personal growth and development book talking about your thinking and how thoughts do become things. And, it kind of rung true for me as a man of faith. I knew that it says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." But I'd never read a book about that. And so began my personal growth and development journey, almost parallel to my pharmacy journey. And when I read that quote which I often quote in my videos, when I read that quote in a book that said, "The most important 2 days in a person's life are the day they're born and the day they discover why," that was around about 2005. Man, I wanted to know my why. I wanted to live a purpose-inspired life. I call it living life from the inside out. So it ended up that we sold up the pharmacy, and I went on to coach and mentor with many people around the world, including Les Brown and others, and then certified as a John Maxwell coach back in 2011, speaker, coach, and trainer, and then went into certify as a DISC personality and behavioral consultant because I've always loved communication. John talks about everything rises and falls on leadership. I often say everything rises and falls on connection, on communication, and I love communication, and we'll talk more about that inside of the community. So what is this New Wine community, Sean? Well, honestly, it's just a safe place, a place where you can come and grow. We can grow together. I knew right from the word go that we weren't meant to grow alone. You know, there's that old saying of you can go fast on your own, but you go far as a team. Well, as a community, it's there to support one another. We're not meant to be Frank Sinatra, "I did it my way." Okay, that's the last I'm singing, I promise. Who dropped the key, Sean? Who dropped the key? But honestly, we're meant to walk together, to hold each other's arms up, to encourage one another. We all need it, folks. We all need it. Don't believe the influencers out there that look like they've got it all together. No, we're always on a journey. We're always moving from level of growth to another level of growth outside of our comfort zones. We need to support each other, encourage one another, speak life into one another. Now, over the last 20 years, I've had the privilege of speaking, coaching, training thousands of people, both here and abroad. But I've often found that the one-on-one coaching is either something people are not ready to step into as a personal one-on-one journey, or maybe cannot afford. It's a bridge too far for them from the investment. They can't afford the thousands of dollars as an investment. But group coaching, mentoring together in a community, is that first step that people can commit to. Now, the New Wine concept really came out of, well, it was a Sunday drive. Michelle and I were in the car together, driving out to one of the beautiful coffee shops here in the winelands, talking and kind of muttering to ourselves about the need for a community. And I looked to the left and saw this farm, and I'd been thinking and meditating on something similar to this for a while, but I saw the name of the farm and it said Cana. There we go. And I recalled, that out of adversity, out of that wilderness experience that Jesus went through, his first miracle that he performed was the wedding at Cana. And that's where this whole idea of new wine came in, because I believe so many people, I know for myself, and I know for my clients, and maybe this is appropriate for you, resonates with you, have gone through real adversity. It's just life. And if you're growing and stepping outside of your comfort zone, man, there'll be giants. There'll be giants. There'll be dragons over there. You're going to step into your promised land, my friend. There'll be people that are telling you can never do it. We can't do it. There are giants in the land. But if you want to take that land, that promised land, that land of milk and honey, my friend, you're going to need support. Your Caleb is going to need a Joshua. Your Joshua is going to need a Caleb. You're going to need to be together with a community of people who step into that place, and you're going to go through that adversity together and grow together. And so this is where the new wine concept came from. It's the wedding of Cana. It's where he turned, water into wine. It was that miraculous turnaround. And I honestly, truly believe, listen to me carefully now, because if this is for you, you'll know when I share this with you, and it will resonate with your spirit. There is a time coming, if not now for you, it certainly was for us 5 years ago when this concept came into being of new wine, where I realized that I wanted to live life differently. I wanted to live life from a different place. I wanted to live life from the inside out. What do you mean, Sean, inside out? I realized that so much of our life we live from the outside in. Circumstances and people and things happening, and it's almost like you're a puppet on a string. My friend, we are not called to do that. We're called to be co-creators with Christ. We are called to step into our purpose. We're called to make a difference. We are called to live a life that we truly, truly love, an abundant life. We want to live a purpose-inspired life from the inside out. Walk in faith. Walk in alignment with God's calling for our lives as business people, as husbands and wives, as parents, okay? In our health. Here's what I know about community. It is best experienced, not explained. So my friend, I invite you to step into this community. Enjoy it with us. Just go boots and all. Throw your heart in over the fence. So come in and be part of it. I'm going to share a monthly, what I call fireside chat. It'll be a teaching, training call, mentoring call, and there'll be time for Q&A, etc., to connect with one another. And then on a weekly basis, I'll be sharing some motivational stuff. So there's really 3 pillars: mindset, motivation, and methodology. Methodology is the how-tos. Now, if how-tos were enough, we'd all be skinny, rich, and happy, right? You might have read that book. But they are important at the end. But in the beginning, we want to know our why. We want to really know the heart, the motivation, the purpose. But specifically, we have to deal with our mindset. We have to renew our minds and rewire our brains. So all of this and more will be piled in over the next 6 to 12 months as you journey together. We'll share from our hearts together and support one another in our businesses, in our marriages, in our health, and anything else along that personal and spiritual growth journey. Come on, jump on in. I look forward to inviting you in on the other side. And P.S., I'm going to share this with you as well to your specific personality. Each of us learn differently, live differently, love differently, journey differently. And I'll share more about that around the DISC model and how you can draw value out of that on your personal and spiritual growth journey too. I've bumbled and bambled my way through this video in order to authentically give you who I am. You're not going to join this because you want more information. You can enjoy this because you want the support, the inspiration, and the community around you with people who are like-minded. And I hope that I'm the right person for you. Until later, cheers.